Hello everyone, we're seeking another 15 minutes plus 10 increments in ICC. Hopefully we'll get a game going soon. I've tried playing a few 15 plus 10 games in chess.com and I still end up multitasking and distracted. So yeah, I'm back on ICC and hopefully I'll get some better games here. We're playing PawnAdvance, rate is 1773. He plays e4. My standard response is e5 as you might have observed, and I'm getting better at it. Recently I had a tournament and I played c5, and I was hoping for an open Sicilian so that some crazy things could happen, and instead I got a closed Sicilian, and that didn't go too well. So we get a Ruy Lopez Spanish game. It's fine, I know some theory in this, not too much, just a little bit, but probably enough. I think knight f6 is played here. And he can castle, he can play d3, or he play many more things, and I think the main moves are castles and d3. So here I usually play this. Now you can play some other moves here, but this is the Anderssen variation, and I've got a few games in this line already. So I'm gonna stick to this, and yeah, it's meant to be okay for black. So okay. So now I'm not sure whether I should play b5. I'm just gonna move that bishop, so he doesn't have the option to take anymore. I should have played bishop e7 first. It's an interesting question. I think I want to play b5 because I can just play bishop e7 after that and just take away the option of him taking. We're looking at analysis and see if this is any good in this line. So bishop e7 as I planned. Wow, quite strong wins here in England today. Okay, I think I can just go ahead and castle here. It looks like a standard position. Now, I'm just gonna play knight e5. I think I could play bishop e7, but I'm not sure whether my bishop should go there yet. So knight a5, keep up on the time, or is this a moment where I should think a bit more? I mean, I don't know what else to think about. What else could I possibly play? I mean, bishop e6, and then d4 is stronger because I have to react to it. Otherwise, d5 is winning a piece. Maybe not d4 straight away. Maybe he goes back to c2 and then plays d4. So I think I'm gonna go for knight to a5, just because it's kind of similar to what I've seen before, to what I've played before. Let's look at who pawn advances. There's no information about him, but he has played a grand total of 9,000, no, 9,000, sorry, 1,000. What? No, it is 9,000. 9,400 games. Yeah, that's a lot. When I get to that amount of 15-minute games, I really do hope I'll be rated a lot higher. That's the goal anyway. I've already played c5 now. Just get some space on this side. because the bishop on e7 kind of protects d6 at all times. Once again, it's just something that looks familiar. And Ruy Lopez is not my favorite opponent to be playing against, to be honest. But yeah, let's see what happens. I'm gonna try and record more 15-minute games. Really do want to. I've been playing a lot of blitz, but it's not great. Rook to e1. So what's the plan now? So play h6. Now that his rook has gone away from the king side, h6 kind of stops his bishop from getting a good square. Might be good. He plays bishop g5. Do I care? I mean, now that he plays his knight there with idea f4, f4 is not as good as it with his rook not on the f file. My rook is on the f file. We play bishop b7, h6, h6 because of bishop g5. Maybe I don't want the knight to be pinned. I'm gonna play h6. Also because it gives space for my king, which might be useful later on. And it gets the h7 pawn protected from his bishop on c2. 92. Bishop e6 or bishop b7 is what I'm thinking. Queen c7 I've seen as well. Maybe wait to move that bishop a bit more. He obviously wants to play b4, but I'm not sure how to prevent that, to be honest, in the Ruy Lopez. I'm not sure you even can prevent that. I think I'm meant to be playing here on the queen side, but all these pieces are there. Maybe I should just change direction and try and play for f5. But I'm not sure that's working. I mean, I did make it work once in one of my games. I played knight e8 and then I played f5 and I was okay. And with his rook not on the f file, that could be nice. But I need to get my knight from... I'm gonna try that. I mean, the position's pretty stable. Maybe I'll leave my bishop on c8 for now and play something like knight c6. I want to get that knight to g6, or where's that knight best supporting f5? Where's f5 not good anymore because I play h6? Yeah, it's a really slow, annoying position, isn't it? How to proceed? Yeah, just play on the queen side. Maybe it's simpler. Queen c7, then maybe the rook's there and push the pawns and try and make something happen. Just feels like f5 might be the right plan because his rook is gone from the f file. I forgot where I should have my knight in order to support f5. I've analyzed this before, and there's an ideal location. Oh, I think it's in g7 actually. Maybe I can get my knight to g7 somehow. How's that gonna happen? c6, d8. Did I just play knight back to c6? Is that anything? Well, I need to make a move, that's for sure. How would I get my knight to g7? It's 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to get there. It's pretty far. I think I'm gonna play knight c6, just get my knight back into the game, and then let's see what happens after that. Can't waste much more time here. That was quite a long time. Maybe I can play a5, b4 as well. Not all my knight is supporting that. Let's see what he does. I mean d4. In d4 I play queen c7, and then he plays d5. Uh, d5 is a bit annoying. I could also get that knight on on f6 to go to g7. Well, now what is he doing? Now that he has an extra knight on the king side, I don't really want to attack over there. I mean, he's opening up his bishop for potential sacrifices in h6 maybe. Not sure I should be worried about that just yet. I have enough pieces protecting my king. I should probably just go on and play on the queen side. How do I do that? a5, b4 straight away. Probably a5. Let's go for a5. Let's get some more space on the queen side. I'm gonna need my time. This game is so complicated right now that I think any time pressure could be really considerably felt. So I need to speed up a little bit. The a6 square is free from my bishop now as well. Might be an idea at some point, maybe. So that bishop needs to go somewhere. And either b7, e6 could work at some point, maybe. Maybe not. a6 could work though. I mean, what I'm thinking now is just b4, and if he plays c4, well then, I'm probably better on the king side. So if that gets closed, if the queen side gets closed like that, well, it's not really close, but I might play b4 and see what he wants to do on that side. Because if he closes it with c4, I might someday get the d4 square. I mean, he can't play d4 on its own, because I can just take one of the pawns. And he doesn't have a knight to go to d5. at any point soon. So maybe if b4 c4 I can change plans and start playing on the king side. And if not, then maybe I can take and maybe things will start happening on the queen side. I mean, the good thing about this position, I think, is I don't think white has got anything on black. And obviously, if a master was playing the black side, this is probably going to be a draw or a win for black. Well, let's see. White knows exactly what he's doing. I hope so with 9,000 games played. He must have had his position more often than I have. I calculated the other day, and counting blitz, I don't have more than 3,000 games over a period of 4 years, so I haven't really played that much. Okay, so now b4 fails because he wins my rook on a8. What if I play rook d8 and then play b4? I can probably play b4 now anyway. b4 he takes, I take with a pawn, he takes, I take with a knight, and is that different? Not because that backward pawn on the a5 square is probably my fault. Probably need to take back with a pawn, so maybe bishop b7, or no, sorry, maybe just rook to b8. Rook to b8, b4. Let me just push a4, I think. Let's play rook to b8. Try and move a little bit quicker again. I don't see any catastrophic continuation for white, so should be fine. Yeah, so my plan is still to kind of like play on the queen side, so I'm still gonna go for b4. Hopefully he'll keep having to think, and once we both get into time pressure, things should start opening up and clearing up. Unless he finds a really good move now, I don't really see that many great moves. I mean, maybe d4 now is his best play. What will I do on d4? I can just take even, maybe. Or I can play queen to c7 as I wanted to do before. I like queen to c7. It protects my e5 square indirectly, and frees up the 8 for the rook and the knight if needed. Okay, he just plays a knight there, so if he doesn't want to push the e4 yet, so if that knight comes to the f5 square, that's not extremely pleasant, if pleasant at all, because he gets an attack on h6. So how am I gonna go about stopping that? I mean, I can just take that knight, to be honest. He doesn't have enough pieces to hurt me, I don't think. Usually you want to capture back with a piece on f5, so maybe I should proceed with what I'm trying to do on this side. Let's go. No time to think about. I mean, this is a very complicated position. I'm not sure if knight to f5 is very dangerous at the moment, but if he plays that, I'm just gonna take the knight. If he plays knight to h4, I can probably do knight takes on, and I can't just represent that. Yeah, well, yeah, I can. So now c takes or a takes? A takes. Yeah. This improves his rook, I know that, but I'm gaining more and more space on this side. My question is, do I push for b3 and then try and take over the a file? Probably not. Yeah, so here I was just gonna take, and I think I'm still gonna do that. I was more scared of knight to h4. I also get a d5 square now. I'm thinking I should push b3. Oh, I can't yet though. I really can't. Queen to c8, queen to d7, attacking the pawn, forcing him to make some decisions. But maybe g4 is decent. No, g4 can't be decent, can it? I mean, I already have d5 to play with. Maybe d5, just advance the pawns in the center. But then e5 is fine. Queen c7, d5. Maybe queen c7 and then d5, or queen d7. I don't think my knight wants to go to d7. So let's just force him to defend that. If he defends with a knight, I think I can get something going against his knight, which will be undefended. If he plays g4, maybe that's good for me. Once again, I need to catch up on the time. I thought for too long on queen d7. If he takes on b4, that's okay. I take with my knight. My rooks are connected now actually with queen d7 as well, so I can actually play for the a file, which might be good. Like rook to a8 next, and either he gets off the file, or he, well, I need to move his bishop, I suppose, but he doesn't have anywhere good to move his bishop, so d2 maybe. Maybe he can still play d4 now and open things up for his bishops. d4 protects his f5 pawn. What will I do if he plays that? If he plays d4, maybe I just take on c3. That really opens things up though. What am I doing in d4? Yeah. What about c4? Keep things close a little bit, and if he takes, then I get access to the d4 square and could be okay. My queen on d7 is protected. This is getting a bit sharp now though, because if I play c4 and he takes, I take with a knight. He takes. I might lose a pawn or a piece even. But if I might play b3. It's a really nice diagonal for his bishop though. How about maybe b takes and c is the best. Right. My time issue is getting pretty serious now, isn't it? Yeah, I can probably play e4 anyway. And if he takes with the bishop, I take the bishop, takes with the rook, I can take the f pawn. And we're equal in material in that line, aren't we? That could be fine. I think I'm gonna go for that. And that means I get rid of his bishop here advantage, and I mean his light square bishop is the one that's becoming pretty good now. So yeah, my time situation is critical now. I have to play this like a blitz game, and he has a good 3-minute advantage on me. So I have a decent position still, I think. Might lose a piece though. If he takes, I take. And then if I go ahead and take the pawn, I know because I'm attacking his rook. I shouldn't lose anything. I should be fine. And maybe I can put my bishop on f6, and my bishop is going to definitely be better on f6 than he is with what he is now. If he doesn't take, then I'm just playing d5. I think I'm happy after d5. Maybe not. Probably yes though. Let's see if he can come up with a really good move here for white. That's gonna put me in trouble again. Because if he just takes, I think I'm fine. I hope I'm fine. What if he plays queen to e2 or something? Then I can just play d5 again. Or I can even take. I can take his knight. Knight to d2, play d5. It's fine, and then maybe I can put my pawns in the light squares and really crack his position. Everything I have is kind of defended right now. My coordination isn't the best, but my bishop on e7 is defended by my knight on c6. My queen on d7 is defended by my knight on f6. So that's okay, I think. The benefit of playing on ICC and recording it is that I'm still focused on the game. Even if I don't say anything, I'm actually still looking at it. Whereas on chess.com, usually I'm just, I don't know, checking my email, checking Facebook, or something else. If somebody's thinking for 5 minutes on chess.com, or even 3 minutes, I just get bored. I might look bored now, but I'm not. I'm actually enjoying this game. I get tired, woke up too early. That's fine though. I still can't come up with a good move. What else can he do? What knight to h4? Knight to h4, d5 once again. If he takes on c5, it could be fine. Just take him back, and maybe my pawns could be overextended, but he has to prove that. And while he's trying to prove that, I can also have my play. So, well, now we're even on time, so that's great. I hope Mr. PawnAdvance takes 1 more minute, and then I'll be happy. But there's only one piece off the board and 1 pawn, so there's so many things that could happen here. This is the kind of game where you want your full 90 minutes. Yeah, there we go. So he goes for that. Um, I mean, it's a pain. What if I play b3 now? Why is b3 useful? It looks useful. If I take his knight, he takes my knight. And then I mean my bishop is, it's not great, that's the problem. It's complicated. I need to play something. I need to play something. Maybe just knight to e5 is okay. No, don't really like it. It could be fine though. What if I just retreat that knight? Then my bishop on e7 hangs at the end of the line when he takes on e4. Okay, I need to play something. I need to play something quick. b5. What's the point? If he takes my knight, I take his bishop, takes my queen, I take his queen, and he has to react. So I'm slightly better maybe. Nothing to write home about. So he takes though. If he takes, and I take his knight then. No, I don't like that. Right. If I take his knight, he takes my knight, and I take his pawn. I lose my bishop. Not enough compensation there, I don't think. That's just what it is. So if he wants to take on e4, he's going to give up his bishop. I play bishop d6. I should play bishop d6. Just to block that pawn. Maybe I should play knight to... No, I want to take his bishop with my knight though, so... Once again, this is still a very complicated position. Bishop b6. It's not a nice place for the bishop. Maybe he takes with the bishop. I mean, he's at a pawn, but maybe it's not an important pawn. Maybe I just play knight to e8 and knight to d6. No, I mean, what's that achieving? Not much. Probably just take his bishop and then go for the f5 pawn. If I can. Bishop d6. Takes, takes, takes. He's gonna play b6 if I don't play bishop d6, and could get nasty. I think in the interest of time, I'll just take his bishop and try and hold that position. Take his bishop, and he takes with his rook. I'll just play bishop to b6 and hope that I can hold that somehow. Okay, he chooses to protect that pawn instead. But now I can play bishop d6 now, and then I can actually win the f5 pawn, I think. I'm not happy with rook to a6 at some point, but I might be able to stop that. We're playing rook to a7 next. This past pawn is definitely dangerous. My bishop's a bit shit. But probably if I play, I don't even take his bishop. I mean, his bishop's pretty bad. Maybe what I do is rook to a8 and try and win that file, because it'll be the only open file, which I get a feeling might be important. That's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully he doesn't time out. I mean, he's in severe time pressure now. I managed to speed up my game because I noticed my time was low, but I wonder if he's even aware that he's running out of time. 9 seconds. Don't really want to win with a timeout now. Okay, so pawn there. I'm just gonna do this. Recapture. And then knight to e8 and f6. That's my plan. Or maybe knight to h7. Knight to e8. If I play knight to e8, then I can put my knight on d6 maybe. What's the point of that move? Maybe knight to h7 is okay. Knight to e8. Where am I going with a knight? I mean, yeah. d6. But how am I ever going to improve that bishop anyway? Knight to e8. What am I doing with that bishop? It's not clear to me. So I'm going to do this. Just prevent g5 for one more turn. f6 is my plan. That. Maybe I can somehow play on the a file now. Okay, he does this, and I don't want to play knight to g5, do I? I do want to do something with this knight now, I think. Maybe I can attack and invade down the a file now. Ah, his bishop's gone from there. I'll go for that. What is his queen doing? Well, I'm gonna play my rook here now, I think. Maybe I should play queen up first, not let his queen in. Should I play the rook up there? I'm gonna play the rook up here. Now I can play knight to g5. I'm not sure if that's any use, but this bishop's pinned. This bishop's still pinned. Queen to a7. Defend the rook. It's going for the trade. Let's do it.
Check.
And I'm gonna play queen to a3. Or is queen to a2 better? Maybe queen to a2 is better. I can definitely play knight to g5 now. Maybe I want to bring, I can try and bring my king to d6. Is it planning a sacrifice? Is that really possible? Let's go king f7. Might have a minor sacrifice. I want to bring my knight closer to the center. My knight's not doing anything. Okay, well, I can win that pawn. If he gets a nasty check, then how about queen here?
Time.
I'm not talking as much. I'm sorry, it's the time pressure. I'm gonna take the queen. Oh, no, I should have taken with a pawn. Not with a pawn, I mean. We need to get my king there. This isn't great. If he plays bishop, I'm gonna play my bishop back. Can I play my bishop here now?
Check.
Okay. I'm gonna play my king to d6, and then try and bring my knight somewhere. Now he wants to trade. Okay. I'm gonna try and get my knight to e5. At least I'm not losing this game. Maybe it's a draw now. Let's see, can I do anything with his knight? Maybe a sacrifice on c4 could work at some point. Depending where his king is. Maybe not, because his bishop would always get back in time to defend that. I think it's time for a draw, but let's see, maybe he does something in time pressure. Should have maybe tried and kept the tension, but I was getting low on time as well, so I was protecting against that sacrifice idea. So that's not gonna happen. Maybe I can get my king. Yeah, let's try this. King c5. Let's play out. Maybe he made a mistake. I'm playing knight here now. If he ever moves g5, I can take f5 with check. Okay. Is there anything else I can do right now? Not sure. Oh, I can try and go after maybe I can go after b3. Let's try that. I know my knight is far away, but hey, maybe I have a win here, so let's play for it. Well, tell you what, should I take? I don't think I should. I'm gonna let him take. I am thinking knight to d4 now and then push. Try that. I can also win f5 next. So I think I'm gonna go for winning f5. I don't see him queening his pawn, and yeah. For the first time I can say I think I'm winning. I think that was a poor choice to trade that bishop as well. Because his king can't support the advance of the d5 pawn right now. And after I get that pawn, I got two fast pawns, so yeah, I mean this is game over practically. I think I'm gonna play h5 first just to get him to move one more time. I don't think it really matters that much right now. King to e5 next, unless he plays d6. Yep, PawnAdvance dropped the game in the end, and the funny thing is, had he proposed at any point a draw, I probably would have taken it, because, you know, it just didn't seem like I was going to achieve very much. So I'm going to advance this pawn now. Like this. Good luck, Mr. PawnAdvance, because it's game over. One of those pawns is going to queen. He can have a pick which one based on his next move. This game lasted a long time. Yeah, but get the win. It's nice to get a win, and after such a drawn out game. Let's see. Let's analyze the game really quickly. Very quickly. I think it's 5 games in a row won. That's pretty nice. So I was playing black in this game. Let's flip the boards. So I'm gonna go through it really quickly without the engine. I'm gonna try and start doing that. It's lagging a little bit. This is old theory I knew, but after this, I mean I'm not even sure I should play d5 here, so that'll be a good thing to look into. But after bishop e7 here, that's about as much as I knew. It helps to get, because this is a decent position. I'm almost out of the opening, and I'm not losing. So that's the goal of learning opening theory. And I have somewhat of a vague idea what to do after that as well, so that's not too bad. Let's put the engine on now. I'm not gonna go deeper in because it's a long game and it's lagging, so I don't know why it's lagging. Okay. So bishop e7 should be played, and let him take for one more turn if he wants to. I thought of that, but let's see what it did is really bad. Just slightly worse apparently. Well, it's almost the same, it's just like a different plan it looks like, so that's fine. Bishop e7 now. h3. We don't play h3. Okay, yeah. Castle, so apparently black has an advantage now, a tiny one. That's why I was saying, it feels like at worst I could get a draw. Didn't see what he was going to play from. Looks like that's fine. Put his bishop in a less active square on c2. He's not attacking f7. Now c5. I think I played c5, yeah. But this is kind of plan I've seen a lot in the Ruy Lopez as black. That's why I played it. Gains a bit of space. Get some sort of attack going, make him think, right? Otherwise, I'll just wait around. He'll probably like destroy me on the other side. So bishop b7 is suggested, but h6 doesn't seem that bad either. Knight c6, I played that. That's good. Get a knight back closer to the center where you can attack more squares, not on a5 where it's a bit isolated. And d4 is not his best move, but he does that, and I thought good after he played his knight back. It's not as aggressive as playing d4 straight away. So that wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad either, so that's okay. Queen d6. Yeah, I thought I might put in a queen there, but I didn't like it as much as queen d8, and it doesn't seem like there's much difference between them, so a4. a4. Yeah, I don't think I understand why anybody would put a4 here. Just like this. Once again, as long as this moves are not losing the spot, it looks fine. Yeah, bishop takes on f5 is good here. I think he should have played knight to h4 first before he did this. Let's have a look. Well, once again, d4. Playing the center. I'm just going to play queen to c7 if he started playing in the center. And just defend. Have to remember that as black and defending. He has a small edge due to being white, and I obviously have some chances to take the edge, but I didn't, so it's fine. Oh yeah, here, what's the best move? Queen c7. I thought of queen c7. I did think of it quite a lot, but I ended up playing queen d7. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to try and attack his f1, but yeah, queen c7 is better. Right? Yeah, and d4 is strong for him here. But once again, the game is quite equal, so. And I'm glad to have found the best move, e4. b5, he found the best move as well, but we will start taking a little time here, and we're getting quite low. Knight a7. Yeah, I didn't see this one. So what I played, it's not too bad. Knight takes, b takes. I'm surprised c4 is the best move here. Apparently it is. But I felt like his white bishop was just running into all of his own pawns, and I can even take the f1 here, but I wanted to play a bit more solid. So I played this, which gives him a pawn advantage, which he did get. He didn't take it right away, he defended that first. And I did play for the open file, as the computer suggests, rook to a8. It's the only thing black has in this position, as far as I can see. Bishop d2, he doesn't, he takes, and then I get control of the file, which is where all my pressure came from, but he's down to 17 seconds here, so surprising that he didn't lose in time there. Rook to a1 straight away was okay. With this, white gets to cash in on his pawn, which is fine. I wanted to play this, play solid, and we're both really low on time now, so I can't really blame us for not playing accurate moves anymore. Queen a4 is better than getting my rook up there. Knight g5 straight away. Knight g5. Still knight g5.
Check.
Yeah, I just want to see if the game was a draw later on. I think it was. And when it became a draw. Because this was quite forced here. King f1 is the best move for him, but he does this. Yeah, I thought taking with a pawn would be better. But I took the queen. And wow, he gets a large advantage here. So how did he drop this? Bishop to f2 first. I thought that was stronger. But he didn't play it.
Check.
So it looks like he lost the majority of his advantage when he gave me these darks for a bishop. And now I think this is a draw. I don't see how white ever breaks through and wins. I mean, h4. Maybe there's a way, but I felt quite comfortable. So the computer says 56 moves in, he thinks it's equal, or 33 moves in, it's a pawn for white. So 38, 39 moves in. Yeah, white was never going to win this. This is going to be a draw. If he had offered a draw here, I would have taken it, but he started messing about. And I made some silly moves, but maybe here when he plays h4, he really loses some advantages, as you see. And h5 is his best move there, but he doesn't. So now my knight goes to b6, and in this square, my knight is a bit better, because as you saw, he was able to go and attack the b3 pawn, and in the amount of time he had, he didn't notice. So now it's completely equal. Even black is a little bit better with h5. It's not a great move according to the computer, but because he blunders, now black is a pawn up. And after this, I felt quite comfortable converting the advantage, and h8 is better. Well, by a lot, but I took here, and it's almost a piece up, which is enough to win an endgame. Yeah, so I think after this, the game is not interesting anymore, because even if he plays the best move h5, I'm still going to do the same thing knight b4, and then f5 is falling, and after f5 falls, it's just a matter of time. He didn't make it hard, but it's understandable. He had 22 seconds, and I managed to get up to 1 minute 26 because my position was a bit easier to play. Alright, so yeah, that's a good game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.